So, zero turn versus lawn tractor. The age-old question, and everybody that has any property at all is always trying to figure that out, because believe it or not, a zero turn is not the best thing for everybody, and likewise with the lawn tractor. There's a bunch of different differences. We're going to address that here. If you're wanting the quick and dirty, what do I use? I use a zero turn, but I use that for this piece of property, and it's not what I've always used, and this wouldn't work at another property I was at. So we're going to break down all of that and get into it. I think it's important that we go ahead and address the biggest elephant in the room, and that is price. If you buy everything else being equal, cut size, whether it's a forged or welded or stamped, I guess there aren't any forged decks, but if it's a welded deck or a stamped deck, brand, cut width, engine size, everything else, if you buy a lawn tractor and a zero turn in the same class, there's no doubt the zero turn is going to be significantly more money. There's more that goes into them. They do run faster on flat level ground. They do mow faster, and there's a reason why all of the commercial guys you see running mowers, they've always got a zero turn on the back of their truck. But just keep in mind, they are going to be more expensive. It's up to you to decide whether or not that extra cash pays you back in time savings for what you need. Where a zero turn shines is on flat level ground. You can absolutely fly on flat level ground. On flat level ground, this zero turn, even though the cutting deck size is a little bit smaller than my riding mower, this thing will cut in half the time. I can knock out an acre in well under, if I don't have a bunch of obstructions, in an hour's time, and that's not that big a deal. These things just absolutely fly on flat level ground. Where they absolutely fall in a rut is anytime there's a rut, right? So hills, these things don't do too well. You've got those front wheels that constantly want to turn downhill, and once these things get to sliding, the only thing stopping them is the bottom of the hill. It's really hard to come out of a slide with these things, and it takes much less of a hill to do than what you're thinking. I'll put in some video of me kind of running through the ditch and stuff like that. If you've got hills or ditches or uneven, steep or slippery ground, one of these zero turns is not going to be your friend at all. Flat level ground, zero turn, 100%. If you've got a bunch of steep hills and ditches and maybe some spots where it might be a little bit muddy or slick, you're just going to get one of these stuck, and you're going to need a lawn tractor. So there's that, and that's a huge consideration. These just do not run in places that are wet, muddy, hilly, steep, or anything like that. These are for yards, not pastures. Well, how about comfort? Comfort actually plays a pretty big role, because you're on this thing, once or twice a week forever. In my experience, and this is really something that's left up to a lot of opinion, a lawn tractor, a riding lawnmower, is going to be a lot more comfortable to drive. It's going to ride smoother, and it's a much more relaxed thing. You have to fight with these and keep them going straight, and that's a learning curve in itself, keeping your lines straight and keep from waving all over the place. So as far as the leisure act of mowing, a riding lawnmower, the lawn tractor style, is going to be a whole lot more comfortable and chill and relaxed. Now, with that being said, hey, these things are a lot of fun. Getting out there doing the twisty, turny, swervy things, these are a lot of fun. Doesn't bother me, but I'll tell you what, in our back pasture, we've got a bunch of real clumpy grass. This thing is almost unbearable. It almost won't go slow enough to make that comfortable ride. It's actually, if you go with any speed at all, it bounces you up enough in this that your butt comes up off the seat and it wants to kill the mower. So comfort, absolutely, with the lawn tractor for that one. We've already addressed this a little bit, but let's talk about speed. The amount of time it takes you to get up and mow a yard. That is why you spend the money on a zero turn. These things will absolutely fly. There's a dog running around over here. The amount of time that you can get your grass cut on a zero turn is absolutely amazing. Oh, hey buddy, where did you come from? Oh, there's two of them. Look, stray dogs. See these guys? I don't know where they came from. Y'all go home. Y'all go home. My dogs are not going to appreciate y'all. They're not going to leave. I guess if they're a distraction, they're a distraction. But it is really nice. Our front yard is about 1/3 of an acre. And to know that I can go through and just knock that out in 10-15 minutes, and your time is valuable. The speed at which these things will get mowing done absolutely blows any question out of the water. I'm going to purchase some of my time back and buy a zero turn in the particular yard, in the particular type of mowing that I do. That's what works out for me. Let's discuss maintenance and repair. I actually have videos of doing maintenance and repair on both a zero turn and on a lawn tractor. For me, in my experience, the zero turns, it's a little bit easier to access stuff. They're easier to get up under and change the blades on. The front end's light. You can pick it up with one hand, set it on a lawn chair, and get up under there, pop your blades off, sharpen them, and throw them back on. The back of these things is really open. You can get to the air cleaner, the air filter, oil filter, dipstick. All of that's pretty open on these things, and you can really get to them pretty easy. The footboards of most of these zero turns also flips up to allow you to change the belts out. If you've ever had a lawn tractor, you know, you're laying on your side, digging and scratching around under there, trying to replace the belts. With these zero turns, every one of them that I've seen, it's an easy deal. You just lift up that footboard. They're either held in place with a wing nut or something like that, and you can get down and do all the work you need to with all the belts that you need to. So as far as maintenance and repairs, I think the zero turn wins on that hands down. What about versatility? Because this is a big deal. Zero turn mower is a one-trick pony. It will mow, and it will do absolutely nothing else, at least with any effectiveness at all. The good thing about a lawn tractor is it is exactly what the name says. It's a tiny little tractor for you to use in your lawn. I use mine to move trailers around whenever I'm mowing. I hook a garden cart up to it. I can drag it, you know, if we're hauling some stone or something like landscaping stone, or if I've got something heavy I need to throw in a wagon, I can put it on there. If this zero turn gets stuck in the mud, which happens more often than I want to admit, I can just go get my lawn tractor and tie it up and use that thing to pull this thing out. It works great. So with versatility, you get all of the function of something able to do some actual pulling, you know, pulling a limb out of your backyard or something like that, and be able to mow. If you want one tool that's going to do all of that, you're definitely going to want to go with a lawn tractor. These zero turns are nice, but like I said, it's a one-trick pony, man. Okay, let's be real. You're not going to have a conversation about zero turn versus lawn tractor without having a conversation about maneuverability. Dude, zero turn, hands down, man. If you've ever tried to mow around a tree or something like that, with a lawn tractor, you know, you got to come at it, 30 different times, and it's a pain in the butt. Squeezing in between a gate, absolutely game changer once you have a zero turn when you've been used to a lawn tractor. Unbelievable. If you come up against something like, every now and then you get something in the yard, you can take and kind of move that front wheel right up next to it on a zero turn and pivot and just push that thing over without running over it and chopping it up or having to get off the machine like you do with a lawn tractor. So maneuverability and the ability to use, the machine itself to adjust and scoot something out of the way is really a big deal. You could do a lot with that, and there's just absolutely no question. A zero turn mower will absolutely kill a lawn tractor on maneuverability every single day of the year. So anyway, guys, there you have it. An oversimplified version of just my opinion on whether or not you need a riding tractor or a zero-turn mower. If you'll notice, I have both. I use both for two completely different things. I don't even have the cutting deck on my riding mower right now because I don't use it to mow with, but I use it to move stuff around all the time. So anyway, take the information good for you and disregard the rest, and good luck on your buying purchase. By the way, if you haven't subscribed and hit the thumbs up button, you're a freeloader. Don't do that, man. Show me some love, hit the thumbs up button, and until next time, hey, you guys be safe.